We're talking to the Chancellor of the Tennessee Board of Regents, Dr. Charles Manning, and the issue is the Board of Regents 2009 and some of the challenges and opportunities that are now available. And of course, Dr. Manning, let's allow you to continue our conversation.
Sure, and I'm expressing my personal opinion, but I think there's been a lot of people with it that we're gonna need more skills and education to be competitive in our world markets, and we've got to figure out ways to raise them. And one of the interesting things in Tennessee is if you think about a workforce as a pyramid in terms of how much education and skills you have to do the job, you don't have as many doctors as you do plumbers. So sometimes it's harder to find a plumber than it is a doctor. and it's shaped like this. But the public system of higher education in the state is upside down pyramid. There are about 120,000 students between UT and ourselves in the universities, 80,000 in community colleges, and 30,000 or so in the technology centers. So if you believe what I do, then a community really needs to think about advancing their workforce as a part of the essential infrastructure, just like waters and sewer and transportation, communication.
It is a part, yes, it is.
It needs to be a part of that. And well, I'll tell you what some communities are doing, and I think it's very interesting that they are actually using city money or county money to help support students who graduate from the high school in their community to go to the community college in that region, or the tech centers in some cases.
And bring that skill back to them, is that?
And if you think about that middle third of students, they sometimes don't start college, or if they do, they don't finish, and we're trying to get them all the way through. The reality is, 40 years from now, they're much more likely to be sitting right in that same community than the top of the class. They're likely to go somewhere else. So it's a very good investment to try to build that infrastructure and the skills of those in the community, and they're more than likely to stay there. So places like Sullivan County and East Tennessee and Dyersburg and West Tennessee, they are doing that, and I think it's going to be necessary because the tuition's going to keep going up some. And we spoke of lottery before. That's a big help to those students who get it. But if you go back to that middle third, they're more than likely not to. Adults, we've opened it up so it's possible now to get it, but still, if you look at the percentages,
it's still not promised to adults. Is that
not very many are getting it yet. Now, I have to mention that these technology centers, where you could learn machining or driving a truck, they have what's called Wilder NAFE scholarship. That's out of that's out of the lottery money. But you don't have to meet certain. You don't have to have a GPA of a particular level to be able to get that. So you can start there.
So there's a lottery in technology in a real sense. Is that what?
Without, I mean, you have to graduate from high school, but it doesn't say you have to have a B average, or you have to have a 19 on your ACT tests or any of that. You don't have to have that, and it is available.
Which is another opportunity for those who are so inclined toward that area to recognize that there is this training, and that this training can be paid for by the state. Is that?
Yes. Yeah, and you think about being fully licensed as an auto mechanic. You can be in the $40,000 to $50,000 range, and if you do well at it, be twice that in not too much time. So it's in terms of getting your life going. One other thing I'd mention from a student's perspective and a family's perspective, and I'll use nursing as an example. That's a great field to be in. You can virtually be anywhere in the United States. You can get a job.
I've got two sisters involved in it.
Yeah, but it costs money to do all this thing. But here's a track that a student can take. They can go to one of these technology centers and get an LPN, a licensed practical nurse certificate, and go to work, earn money. We have worked in the Board of Regents to make the transition for those students easy, well-defined. I mean, you still have to work. Nursing's hard, but in
come
terms
into
of
an academic.
Right, but the transition